Hello, and thank you for joining us at Infinite Corporation for this informational session. My name is Michael Bennett. I'm the Business Development Manager, and I'm joined by my colleague, Garrett Quathhammer, one of my business development representatives. Garrett?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm going to get us started here by telling you a little bit about our company's history, who we are, and then moving into what it is that we do, our technology, and our approach. So to get things started, very simply, Infinite is the global leader in AS400 application modernization. We started working in the mid-range space in the mid-70s, about 1975, where we developed a RPG compiler for the System 32. And we continued that development all the way through to the System 38, everything in between, and eventually for the AS400. Now today, in 2017, we enjoy thousands of deployments across the globe in nearly every business vertical. Our practice area is in rehosting legacy applications, migrating data to open systems like Linux, Windows, and Unix. And essentially, over the course of our history, we've internally developed software tools and a methodology that is a complete turnkey solution to our clients. And we work with, as I mentioned, a wide variety of clients. You'll see some of those names here, like Harley-Davidson, which represents an end user. And you also see independent software vendors like NCR and Fiserv, whom we have worked with as well. And we also have partnerships with IT consultants like Accenture, Infosys, and that also includes IBM, whom we're a business partner with. Oracle, we're a gold partner with. We have a relationship with Linux Red Hat and Microsoft as well. So getting into the technology and what it is that we do, there's really four underlying components that are wrapped into our solution. The first of which is the rehosting component. That's where we recompile RPG and COBOL programs and allow them to run natively on Windows or Linux. And we accomplish this without modifying the underlying source code. Simultaneously, while we're going through the rehosting process, we also do a database migration where we're migrating DB2400 data, writing it out to an external database like Oracle or MS SQL. The third component is the deployment environment. That's an execution environment that allows the application to execute natively, and that environment provides support for program and database calls. The final component here is the updated user interface, where we take those green screens and we deploy them graphically and web-enabled. So looking into a migration, kind of the steps in that process, we'll look and examine that a little more closely here. So with the rehosting process, we've developed those compilers to recreate the AS400 library structure, and corresponding Linux and Windows directories are created in the new platform. Those compilers work with all flavors of RPG, COBOL, CL, and DDS, and the rehosting is an automated one-time process that easily accommodates development in the new environment. The next step, the database migration, is essentially where we're writing out the DB2400 data to an external DB, but our product also does come out of the box with our own implementation of the DB2400 on Infinite on Linux. That system automatically sets up a twin image of the DB2400, which includes the physical and logical file structure. We provide support for routine functionality, simple logical joins, multi-member, multi-format logicals, etc. But really, what's most important here and what's most valuable is the ability to write out that data to an external DB like Oracle or MS SQL, where you can more easily integrate your DB2400 data with other business applications, other business processes, BI tools. There's many options here. You're opening up that database, which a lot of our clients find very valuable. The next and final step in the migration would be to modernize and make those screens look a little more pretty. So our product, Infinite Cloud, graphically renders native text green screens and deploys them via a web browser. We use a standard global template to convert the screen elements into HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript. We also do support standard plugins and gadgets that allow you to add new content. And you'll see on the right of the screen here what a representation of a green screen that was converted looks like. So now the turnkey solution that we've crafted here really is a one-stop shop for our clients. We have several components that I've touched on. The developer toolset, which is essentially the compilers. We recompile the programs with no change to the source. We've got the app server, which is the execution environment. We're providing support for those program and database calls. Infinite Cloud, rendering green screens graphically. But we also do development services and training here as well. So we have expert level teams to give you the fastest time to value. And we also work very closely with our clients to train them and achieve independence in the future. So that, in short, is our turnkey solution, the components of it, and now I'm going to turn it over to Mike, who can tell you a little bit more about the benefits our solution provides.
Thanks, Garrett. So clients come to us, and we usually break it down into two forms of benefits, quantitative and qualitative. So for quantitative, most companies have been putting in probably between 20 to 25 years of investment into these applications, and they're not prepared to leave these applications behind. They've got custom code, the applications are a core business function, and frankly, if they could have left the application behind, they would have done so a long time ago. So what we offer is the ability to protect that investment by migrating it to a new platform, which will eliminate the AS400 hardware and then allow you to phase out that application over time as you see fit. Because you're migrating the applications to a new platform, the cost of retraining or hiring new personnel is minimal, to say at best. It's the exact same applications, it's the exact same screens if you want operating on a new platform. To your employees, it's a seamless transition. And then from a qualitative perspective, some of our clients decide to use their AS400 in a SaaS model, and they've been having to turn away business as potential clients for them are not interested in working with an AS400 green screen, seeing it as an old or a legacy system. And by migrating to a new platform and improving the GUI, you're going to be able to offer a new shell to your potential clients in the SaaS model. Additionally, you're going to be able to access these applications via new platforms such as smartphones or mobile devices, which most of our clients find very enjoyable. And from a risk mitigation standpoint, both disaster recovery and from a cybersecurity perspective, your application is now going to be nested within your IT architecture umbrella, whereas right now, because it's on the IBMI, even though it's a great system, it's still sitting outside of the overall umbrella of the IT architecture. And then what is becoming more and more of a reoccurring conversation we're having, it's becoming more difficult to replace the aging workforce, specifically RPG programmers, and this application migration to a new platform allows you to start migrating off of those applications, phasing out RPG and COBOL by writing in new computer languages. So typical client options, when they come to us, there's usually four. One is elimination, which frankly, if the client could have done so, they would have done a long time ago. Eliminating the applications really isn't an option at this current time. So they really have three other options. One is to refresh, which basically means change nothing, upgrade your IBMI systems, upgrade your software, usually requiring a large financial investment as the cost of maintaining the IBMI continues to rise. And generally, you're going to be back at the exact same decision point in about 5 years. Rewrite, which generally requires, again, a large financial investment, takes anywhere between 2 to 3 years, sometimes shorter. Requires a large amount of commitment from not only your financial team, but also your application development team, as they're going to have to spend the preponderance of their time rewriting the code. You're going to be able to eliminate the AS400 hardware and software. You're going to have new computer languages, but there's really no guarantee it's going to work on the end. And you really won't know until the end, which is very risky. And we've dealt with plenty of clients who started rewrites. It takes longer and more expensive than they thought, and then they come back to us and just want to migrate. And then there's migration with Infinite, which allows you to phase out the AS400 over time, requiring a small to medium investment up front. In approximately 60 to 90 days, you can pretty much, for the most part, eliminate the entirety of your AS400 hardware by having it on new x86 servers. And then over time, you're going to be able to phase out your RPG and COBOL languages while at the same time developing new applications. So with that, here's a roadmap to a successful migration, very quick and very briefly. We usually just do a qualifying phone call. We'll provide you a free technical demonstration, and then we'll get your code and we'll look at it and we'll be able to provide you an assessment. And at that point, we're going to be able to give you a cost estimate. We'll be able to give you a timeline, and we're going to be able to identify if you're really a good fit for a migration or if rewriting or upgrading is really the right option for you. But that's at no cost to you. At that point, if you decide to go with a migration, we'll provide you a proposal. We'll do a migration generally in 60 to 90 days. And then at the end of that, in a verified session, you're going to be able to have your programming team look at the IBMI applications now on the platform of your choice, and you're going to be able to eliminate the AS400 hardware, and you'll be moving on to the new servers and eliminating that AS400 hardware. So with that, that concludes our presentation. If you have any questions, please email us at sales@infinitecorporation.com or visit www.infinitecorporation.com. Thank you very much for your time.